And that's Cascade Bigfoot?
Yeah, he had health issues that made him leave the field, so he couldn't really actually go out in the field anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he moved closer to his son, which I think is in Texas or Florida or somewhere. But yeah, this is where had all his activity. That's some really good evidence. That was like, wow, that's compelling as hell. And he set up. I cannot remember exactly where it was, but it was somewhere off this road, where he had a gifting area, and then John Bindernagle gave him a trail cam to go install further into the forest, so they can catch what's coming into the gifting area. And he said that when he went into the forest a little bit, he encountered two of them. One was, he suspects, if you look at human age, was about 19, 20 years old, and the other one was probably about 9 or 10 years old. And he says what happened is, as soon as he saw that, he dropped everything and just started hightailing out. And so the Bigfoot, the bigger one, took the lead on everything, and the little one stayed behind him always. And so they basically just walked with him, it's not like he could run or anything because he has health issues. And so he made it back to the road, right? As soon as he got to the road, the bigger one came up on him real quick, pushed him in the back between the shoulder blades, pushed him in the back, was shoved him across the road. And he was getting ready to get his gun out like that, and the Bigfoot just walked right past him. That was it. It was the last he saw of it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was somewhere down in this area. If you go on Sasquatch Chronicles with Cascade Bigfoot, his name's Mark. I forgot his last name. And
does he have a YouTube channel?
No, he doesn't anymore.
Doesn't anymore. And did he take everything down?
He took everything down.
Took everything down
and just like, I'm done. He had a lot of bad experiences in the Bigfoot community.
That's too bad.
Yeah, just with people, really giving him a hard time over his evidence, and not, having the, resources, that he felt he needed to come out here and do a proper investigation.
How long ago was this?
This was probably about, I want to say about 8 or 9 years ago when he first started getting into the subject.
Well within the range of them still being here.
Oh, absolutely.
Well within the range.
His buddy was there having lunch, and that's when he saw something like peeking his head through. You were talking about how a Bigfoot's not going to be standing behind a tree, that typical tree peeking look. He says the Bigfoot was like down like this, and like looking through this little thing. And so he was like looking through this, the Bigfoot was there watching him, and this guy caught its eye and was like, oh shit. And he got really scared and unloaded.
Absolutely.
He unloaded his, I don't know if I think it was an AR-15. He unloaded an AR-15 at it as it was taking off through the forest.
Yeah.
He said he was really scared. I don't think actually, let me take that back. He wasn't shooting at it, he said. He was shooting down at the ground because he was so scared and frustrated because he couldn't understand
just get
what
it
he
to
was
drag
seeing
it.
And
Yeah.
stuff. And that was right over in that area, and I think that's where they mostly dwell at. And you have the in-between areas, kind of like this, that we can access, they can access, but I think we need to push through those natural boundaries to really kind of make progress and even further up this road. Because I mean, going up towards Glacier Peak and stuff, I mean, it's like a saw has never even touched the vast majority of those trees up there.
Oh,
just because
man.
you can't get up there.
Yeah.
It's inaccessible. I mean, they try to build roads, but they always constantly wash out. Just the MO here.
Sure.
And it's been untouched for the last 40 years as far as logging. Clearly Bigfoot activity.
Yeah. I actually set them there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I've got semi-Bigfoot for a little guy.
That's impressive. All right, so back in, I think it was 2014, Cascade Bigfoot, Mark and his buddy, I don't recall his name, they were...
Let's go. We can talk about this after. Let's go down there.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. Bill, come on.
So off we went. Was this a tree that had fallen? Was it a branch that fell out of the tree, or possibly a projectile being thrown through the air? It's hard telling, not knowing. But we were geared to the teeth and this is what we were there for. So we went down in. Bill had our 6 full spectrum camera, GoPro, audio. I took the lead, video, audio, thermal at the ready. Brent was in between us with a very nice camera.
We got thermal.
As we got down in there just a little bit, Brent continued on with the story so that we could act natural as we were all eyes on the forest.
You can see the rocks up here,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're up there having lunch. And at that particular time,
Mm-hmm.
there's a big bush right here. It's like right here,
Yep.
big bush. And there was a little hole in the bush, he said.
Okay.
And it was down low towards the ground, you know,
Mhm.
so imagine me being in there. And so the Bigfoot would have been down there, like looking like this, you know, looking, you know, seeing what these people are doing and talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And so Mark talks about seeing that, and I guess he scared the Bigfoot off, and they came down here, and what he found was a big, like a devil's club leaf, like a really big leaf,
Okay.
and he found mushrooms and slugs on it, like it was a platter, you know.
That's
And,
interesting.
so he walked back up, and that's when he, you know, fired his AR-15 into the ground to kind of scare it, because he was frustrated because he didn't know what he was seeing. He didn't believe in Bigfoot, but this is where his very first sighting happened.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I don't recall exactly where his encounter happened, where he got pushed.
Mm-hmm.
When he came in to install a trail cam, and you know, to hide it a little further in the forest at a gifting area, and he said one walked up and pushed him, and somewhere around this area here. But if we keep going down, so this was the location where he first had his Bigfoot sighting. He said it had like a white face to it. He got the impression it was scarred up too, that it was an older
Mm-hmm.
gentleman, older Bigfoot, and yeah, he took off in the woods this way, never to be seen again. Because the other ones that he encountered was more juveniles, like say late teens and then early teens.
So a whole family of them in here.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
And you know, again, if you go on to Bigfoot Tony, he has some really compelling evidence of when he had the GoPro face behind him,
Mm-hmm.
and there's something you can see it, like you can see it behind the tree, and they went and did a recreation, and there's no bush there that would have created that effect, and it's pretty fucking big. So if we continue, go down here, maybe kind of see where they, you know, actually I was down in this area shortly after he told me, and this is where I had the first Widowmaker fall by me. Like it just crashed from the top of the trees and like scared that shit out of me.
Yeah, man.
Like, dang.
Well, that's very likely what this could have been.
Yeah. I mean, that's what all these are. There was once up there.
The wind was blowing.
Yeah. Devil's Club for you.
Oh boy. All right. Look at the size of those leaves.
So this is the type of leaf that Cascade Bigfoot mentioned that he came across that had the snails and mushrooms on it. Now these here, the Devil's Club, you know, obviously, you know, they hurt if you touch it. A lot of needles and stuff.
Yeah.
but they get big. You know, they can get, you know,
Tree size.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
not tree size, but it's like the size of your arm and stuff.
Okay, I'm glad I know what that looks like.
Yeah, don't ever like you can see it's like 1/4 inch needles all over right there. Definitely give you a bad day. I've seen, you know, come out here, and I've been coming out here for the last 7, 8 years now, and I've only seen 2 people camp up at that pull-out area. It's amazing, and I'm actually kind of grateful that, you know, areas like these still go unnoticed by most of society. Don't have to worry about them coming in and kind of taking over, ruining it.
Is this like, if you go online, are these advertised as hiking trails? And
Nope. There's nothing back here.
yeah,
That's why I like it, because there's no need for people to come back here. It's just a thoroughway,
Yeah.
you know, going back up through the pass there.
that's the way it used to be at home.
There's nothing, and I think that nothingness, for me personally, is what I seek, you know, when looking for Bigfoot, because I think this is the places they're most likely to be, because there's a lot of space between them and us.
Yes,
And,
I
you know,
agree.
they can flee into areas that we would have to take a helicopter in, pretty much.
Yeah,
So it's definitely no joke down there. You know, and I think that they definitely utilize the high ground for observational purposes to better understand who's coming and going in their terrain. You have to. I mean, that's what survival's all about. Is you know, knowing your surroundings, who can take you out. I mean, see, these aren't as old. I'd probably say these are about 60, 70 years old.
what kind of tree is that, Brent?
Douglas fir?
That's a Douglas fir.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right there.
They don't get that big back home.
Oh, really?
No, they don't grow much more than 40, 50 feet.
So yeah, this was down here.
Yeah, so like logging back home,
Oh,
they have
gotcha.
their logging road, and then they clear out a little area where they... So yet another sound, be it unfamiliar, caught our ear. So we paused and listened. What'd you hear, Bill?
I didn't hear it. I had a heat signature, but I was trying to decipher what it was, because at the time it looked kind of like shoulders in the head.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was trying to go up and down, figure it out, I think it is.
Late afternoon sun, maybe. I've also noticed that any penetration through the bark of a tree getting into the cambium and core layer, into the woody part of the tree,
And it could be
will
insects,
light up
too.
high heat. And we're going to continue out this trail, Brent. All right. Here in just any time, we'll find a spot. We'll set up this trail cam, just kind of leave it somewhere to overnight.
You know, I think this is probably a good spot right here.
Yep.
You know, having it face this way, like right there, so it'll cover whatever's coming right through here.
Look at my camera, Bill.
How far back?
Right alongside that tree. I know it's just a mossy log, but right dead center.
Yeah, I mean, there is a heat coming back. I'm not getting live heat.
Right on.
Yeah.
It's like a little game of mine to see mossy stumps and stuff, how well they look like Bigfoot. It ain't that I think they're Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's a big thing. You know,
But I'm not gonna lie, there is a part of me that's saying one of these days something like that's just gonna get up and walk away, and I'm gonna be like, damn, I'm glad I was recording, baby. Yeah, this is sweet.
Man, if that moss up there is just kind of creepy to look at.
I know, ain't that something?
Yeah, okay, I looked over like, is that a monkey?
And I coined the word Sasquatchian, by the way.
Sasquatchian.
Sasquatchian. Yeah. I coined that. I want to get a shirt, Sasquatchian.